Chapter 11. The library was eerily silent as Sabrina and Noah stepped inside, the beam from Noah's flashlight cutting through the darkness. The familiar scent of old books and polished wood was tinged with something else, a cold, musty odor that made the hair on the back of Sabrina's neck stand up. The journal was in the hidden room, Sabrina whispered, leading the way towards the secret panel. As they approached, a sudden chill swept through the air. The temperature seemed to drop several degrees in an instant, their breath fogging in front of them. "Noah," Sabrina said, her voice trembling slightly. "Do you feel that?" Before Noah could respond, a spectral figure materialized before them. It was the translucent form of a woman dressed in colonial-era clothing, her face etched with sorrow and urgency. Noah's hand instinctively went to his weapon, but Sabrina placed a gentle hand on his arm. "Wait," she breathed. "I don't think she means us harm." The ghost's lips moved, but no sound came out. She gestured frantically towards the hidden room, then to herself, then out towards the town. "She's trying to tell us something," Sabrina said, her mind racing. "About the curse, maybe?" The spirit nodded vigorously, then began to trace symbols in the air. They glowed faintly before fading away, leaving Sabrina and Noah scrambling to memorize them. "I recognize some of these from the witch's journal," Sabrina murmured, "but others are new." The ghost continued her silent communication, pointing to specific books on the shelves, then miming the act of writing. Just as suddenly as she had appeared, the spirit vanished, leaving behind only a lingering chill and the faint scent of lavender. Noah let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. "Well," he said, his voice slightly shaky, "that's a first for me. You okay?" Sabrina nodded, her mind already working to piece together the ghost's message. "We need to check those books she pointed to, and I think she was trying to lead us somewhere." They spent the next hour poring over the indicated volumes, cross-referencing the symbols the ghost had shown them. Slowly, a picture began to emerge. "Noah, look at this," Sabrina said, excitement creeping into her voice. "This symbol here? It's an old representation for gateway, or portal. And these others? They're talking about a binding, a seal." Noah leaned in, studying the texts. "So the curse isn't just affecting the town, it's containing something?" Sabrina nodded grimly. "That's what it looks like, and I think our ghostly friend was trying to tell us where to find more information." As they continued to decipher the message, a location became clear. An old, abandoned house on the outskirts of town, once belonging to one of Hallowville's founding families. "The Blackwood Estate," Noah said, recognition dawning. "It's been empty for decades. Most folks in town think it's haunted." Sabrina couldn't help but chuckle darkly. "After what we just saw, I'd say that's a distinct possibility." They gathered what information they could and slipped out of the library, careful to avoid being seen. The festival was winding down for the night, but there were still plenty of people milling about the town square. The drive to the Blackwood Estate was tense, both of them lost in thought about what they might find. As they pulled up to the dilapidated mansion, its windows dark and ivy-covered walls looming in the moonlight, Sabrina felt a shiver of apprehension. "Stay close," Noah said as they approached the front door, his flashlight beam dancing across the weathered wood. To their surprise, the door swung open at Noah's touch, hinges creaking ominously. The interior was dusty and cobweb-strewn, but there were signs of recent disturbance. Footprints in the dust, a candlestick moved from its long-time resting place. "Someone's been here," Sabrina whispered. "Recently." They moved cautiously through the house, checking each room. In what must have once been a study, they found what they were looking for, a hidden door behind a bookcase, left slightly ajar. The secret room beyond was a treasure trove of occult paraphernalia and ancient documents. Shelves lined the walls, filled with jars of strange substances, old books, and curious artifacts. In the center of the room stood a large table, its surface covered in maps and papers. "This must be where Penny was doing her research," Noah said, examining the documents. "Look at these notes. They're all about the curse and ways to break it." Sabrina was drawn to a particularly old leather-bound journal sitting apart from the other papers. As she opened it, her eyes widened. "Noah, this is it. This is the original account of the curse, written by Jeremiah Blackwood himself." They hunched over the journal together, reading by the light of their flashlights. The account was chilling in its detail, describing a malevolent force that had been drawn to the magical energies of the land where Hallowville was founded. "The darkness seeks a way into our world," Sabrina read aloud, her voice hushed. "We have bound it, at great cost, but the binding is imperfect. It must be renewed each year, lest the barrier weaken and the darkness find its way through." Noah's expression was grim. So that's what the Halloween ritual is really about. Not just protecting the town, but protecting the whole world from whatever this darkness is. As they continued to read, the true scope of the danger became clear. The curse wasn't just a local problem, it was holding back a force that could potentially threaten everything if it broke free. This is why the saboteur is so desperate to stop us, Sabrina realized. They must think that by breaking the curse, we'll unleash this darkness. Noah nodded slowly. But from what we're reading here, keeping the curse in place isn't a long-term solution either. The barrier is weakening, year by year. They exchanged a look of understanding. The task before them was far greater than they had imagined. It wasn't just about breaking a curse anymore. It was about finding a way to permanently seal away a primordial evil. As Sabrina turned another page of the journal, a loose sheet fell out. It was a map of Hallowville, with several locations marked in red ink. One of them was the library, another was the town square, and a third, Noah, Sabrina said, her voice tight with sudden urgency. "This third location, it's your house." Before Noah could respond, they both froze at the sound of creaking floorboards. Footsteps were approaching the hidden room, slow and deliberate. Noah quickly doused his flashlight, plunging them into darkness. Sabrina felt his hand on her arm, gently pulling her behind a large cabinet. The footsteps grew closer. A sliver of light appeared as the hidden door began to open wider. Sabrina's heart pounded in her chest as she strained to see who was entering. Noah's hand moved to his holster, ready to act if necessary. The door swung fully open, and a figure stepped into the room. In the dim light, Sabrina could make out a familiar silhouette, one that made her blood run cold. It was someone they knew, someone they trusted. And in that moment, Sabrina realized that the mystery of the saboteur was about to be solved in a way she had never expected. The figure moved further into the room, unaware of their presence. Noah tensed beside her, ready to spring into action. Sabrina held her breath, knowing that what happened in the next few moments could change everything. As the unknown person reached for the journal they had just been reading, Sabrina made a split-second decision. She stepped out from behind the cabinet, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "I think it's time we talked," she said, causing the figure to whirl around in surprise. "Don't you?"